Namaste, viewers. Welcome to Jaipur Dialogue USA on a very special edition. This is with reference to Mr. Trump's, the former president, indictment by the New York State District Attorney in the New York court. This is a very significant development because Mr. Trump has the ignominy and the sadness of being the first president ever to be criminally indicted. Let's be clear in one thing, and for the benefit of all the viewers, indictment doesn't mean conviction. It only means that the entire trial will now begin. And the trial is a big thing because proving a criminal case is not easy, particularly in a case like this, which many public prosecutors had refused to accept because it had no winnable capacity in terms of proving beyond reasonable doubt. So the question does arise, why did the New York District Attorney take up a case which is as old as 10 years or 8 years perhaps, regarding payment to a porn star for the services she rendered to President Trump or former President Trump when he was not a president, and a payment made to her via his attorney. You will have seen many analysis of this, but the key element is, why did the New York District Attorney, who took up this case when several federal and Department of Justice officials chose not to take, even his predecessor chose not to take the case? There's a very interesting element. The personal vendetta against Mr. Trump by the Democratic Party is remarkably rampant. They somehow want him not to contest the election, and everything, as euphemistically is known, in the name of law. In the name, nobody is above the law. But somebody pointed out, is he being treated below the law? That's a very important point to think about. Is he being treated below the law? Because, and on a subject matter which is an attorney-client privilege, the issue has gone out of control. This very DA of New York, my state of New York, is so lenient on criminal acts that people are raping, stealing, doing robbery in the stores, and they are let go. Even the failure of Signature Bank, which is the New York-based bank, through the crypto manipulation by the Chinese authorities, that is not attracting the attention of the current DA. This is a very important point to bear in mind. So it is exactly about his campaign promise that somewhere along the line he will be able to indict Trump because of his multiple business dealings. This throws up a very important challenge, because forget about the word about nobody being above the law. You and I are in direct line of attack. That is the thing that is happening in America, that the individual targeting, show me the person and I'll find the crime. That is the dangerous thing that is happening in America. Mr. Trump is far away from conviction as of now. He doesn't have to fear about that at all because the case will be fought very, very strongly. The important part is that he will be handcuffed, a mugshot will be taken, and that will become a campaign thing. So a lot of people are talking about the impact of his indictment on the upcoming election next year for the presidential position, and he is a candidate. So the question arises, what will happen? And that's something that we need to talk about, because this has definitely hardened the Republican side very well, in his supporters. And, it will harden the stand. The divide between the two political parties is going to be even more intense now. I've always believed that America is fortunate to have two-party system virtually, which allows conflicts not to be diffused in the way it is in India. But in America, the two-party system is now hurting the very political body that we have. And the hate between the two parties has gone way off the rockers, to put it mildly. And the Democratic Party is hell-bent on demolishing everything that is American, what Republicans call an American dream. And they are perpetuating their own style of operations in this country. That's very important to talk about. And as we go forward, this is a very important part, is that Democratic Party is somehow trying to disqualify Trump, that he must not contest. On the Republican side, it is going to be very interesting, because as the polls go, as of now, latest Fox poll showed that his numbers have gone up 30 points above against his nearest rivals. So he is going to be a primary candidate, a very strong primary candidate. And in the general election, if Mr. Biden is there, it is going to be a remarkable fight again, because this time, I think the entire Republican Party would be ready to prevent whatever happened that led to the defeat of Mr. Trump in 2020 is not repeated. So, by the way, it is going to be a very, very vicious election. And the point of the matter remains is that, somewhere along the line, there are several issues. And there is something that you must understand, that Mr. Trump has many cases going against him. Other one is a Georgia case in which he had asked the district attorney, find the evidence. Remember Georgia, he lost by about 10 or 11,000 votes. So he had asked, find the evidence. Now, we live in a very interesting world in terms of the fact that when the words get analyzed multiple times in more ways than one, find the evidence doesn't mean create an evidence or concoct an evidence. But because his thought process was that he, of course, as a presidential candidate, existing president, he couldn't have told the district attorney, go cook up an evidence. He's talking about find the evidence. If you're not able to find, because according to him, he couldn't be losing by 10,000 votes. So he said, there has to be some evidence somewhere, go find it. So, but then it has become a criminal investigation, as if he was training the DA to concoct an evidence. That's another issue. That case is also likely to be thrown out. The third one is January 6th, the entire, what you call, insurgency element. But as the facts have emerged, one of the television channels showed the video, and Speaker McCarthy has committed to release the entire video of 40,000 hours or whatever it is. Everything, not hours, must be minutes or whatever. The entire tapes will be shown to see what exactly happened. From whatever we have seen so far, it appears that things are not kosher. It's not gelling. You show one side of the agitation, you don't show the other side, how people were walking in the sanctum sanctorum of Congress. So, ladies and gentlemen, the battle is begun. And one of the things that I want to warn every Indian watching this show, every Indian living in India, that there is a heavy connection between the district attorneys in New York and California, where the law has gone crazy. It has gone crazy. And both of them have strong George Soros connection. Remember, George Soros had said that he had committed $1 billion of his own money to upend and defeat Prime Minister Modi through every which way possible. Think about it. It is a very, very clever toolkit. Hit democracy through its own pride of place called the rule of law. So, as the saying goes, criminals and thugs take advantage of the compassion of the society and the rule of law. And it is now out in the open. We do not need to research and investigate to find that truth. So with these words, I'll say, Namaste, Satyamev Jayate, truth shall triumph, and let's continue to be arise, reason, awaken, and assertive to act. That's very critical for all of us. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and support our channel, because we bring you the truth. Thank you.